Today I'm going to talk about how to win in table tennis. For who is this interesting? For only 1, 2, 3, 5? Okay. For these people who didn't raise their hands, no problem. If you don't do it, you will not win. So everything good. We have a few topics in table tennis or in every kind of sport what we can improve. For me, normally I say it's technique, tactic, fitness and nutrition. For me, this one part, and the mental part. And today we are going to talk a bit about the mental part. For who of you is mental training or is something you are using or maybe used in the past? For you a bit. What did you use? What did you make? Meditation or just focusing on yourself or?
I went course.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What do you think? Like, I think this is a bit easier for you. What do you think, from a scale from 1 to 10, how important is the mind for you in table tennis? Yeah? 10? Is it 10? Okay. Yeah?
Like an 8.
Like an 8? Mm-hmm. Yeah?
Yeah, also 10.
Also 10? Okay. And how much, what do you think, like how good is the comparison in between? Okay, you say it's an 8 or a 10 is important, but you say, okay, don't practice it. I think it's not the right, it's not common, right? So what you need to learn first is to know, okay, how can I train my mind and then do it? Okay, I think it's easy. Before we talk about mental training a bit and maybe answer some questions later you have, is the commitment for yourself. Like the most important thing is your goal. What do you want to achieve in table tennis? I think you all have different goals. The one person says, okay, I want to be world champion. The other one want to win against the one friend, and the other one want to go in an upper league. I think there are all some goals, but I really wanna achieve this goal. You say, okay, yeah, for sure I want to. But when I came to the hall today and I was looking at all of you, you played just table tennis and made something. And when you think about is, okay, does it really help me to reach my goal? Didn't warm up properly before I start playing, or to do just something. There was somebody who was jumping with a rope. It was really good. I think it was before playing was good warm up, and after was playing. Okay, it's a little warm up, but 99% of the people didn't do it. And then you can ask yourself, okay, how big is my commitment really to my goal? Do I really want to reach this goal, or do I just think, okay, it's nice when I would reach the goal? I think that's the most important thing, because if you're not committed to your goal, you will not reach it. Okay, that's really, really important. What do you think is the most important in the mental part for table tennis player? You can just say something. It's no right or wrong. It's focus, it's confidence, it's emotions. Any idea? What is for you the most important thing? Sorry?
Probably the emotions.
Emotions? To control the emotions, or yeah?
The pressure.
The pressure? To handle the pressure?
Yeah, but always in the 5th set.
Mm-hmm.
Always lose those.
Mm-hmm.
Very much pressure.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Like, what you have to know maybe is a bit, I come from the table tennis part, but since 1 or 1.5 years, I have a company about mental training for athletes. It's not only about table tennis, and I'm also not only the person who is coaching the athletes, but we coach athletes who participate at Olympic Games, at World Championships. Like, really it's not only about table tennis, but it's about every kind of sports, about football, about wrestling, about winter sport, everything. And what we learned is the most important thing is mindfulness, to be present in the moment. Like in table tennis, it is maybe also for you in this case is when it's a 5th set, okay, you don't have to think, you shouldn't think, okay, what happened already in the past in the 5th set, or what happened in the 1st set, or what could happen after the set. It's not important. The most important thing is to be present in the moment. And this one you can really practice every day very easy. Right now, you listen to myself, but maybe not everybody of you. Maybe one person here is thinking about the party tonight, or the breakfast tomorrow, or something they have to do, or what is going to happen in the training later. But maybe you're not right now here really present. And that's not bad, but just when you realize this, you can try, okay, how can I focus right now on the moment? It's not about my workshop. I think it's every time you can do this. When you go for a walk, do you really go for a walk, or do you watch on your, are you on your phone, or do something different? Yeah, that's really, really important when you take a shower in the morning, when you clean your teeth. Yeah, you can just focus on this part. Okay, so this one you can really, really practice every day, and only when you practice something every day or on a regular basis, then you improve. That's like I talked before about the goal. You need to know what your goal is in table tennis, and the goal can change. Yeah. So I had also goals in my past, and maybe now I have different goals. But that's no problem. But when you have a goal, you have to think about, okay, what can I do, or what should I do to achieve this goal? Is it maybe to warm up properly before the training? Is it to focus on recovery after the training? Is it to train more? Is it to train better? Maybe I need more information that I can train better. Tomorrow we have a workshop about footwork, also important. Maybe all of you, I think, can improve in footwork. Maybe you don't have the right information to improve your footwork right now. Okay, then you have to take a look, okay, where can I find the informations I need, and then improve them. Okay, because I was also seeing today, you all are here for this training camp to improve in table tennis, and I know you all give your best, but you all make some mistakes. The one on this level, the other one on this level, that's all no problem. But the importance is that's why it's so important to have good coaches around you, that the biggest mistake you improve very fast. And when you would know that you could improve this, you would do it already. So you need this information from the outside. But when you don't improve it fast, you take it as for the long term. And when you do it every day or every training, every time you play table tennis, it keeps it's a habit, and it's difficult to change it. Yeah, that's why it's also a mindset. It's we say coachability. Not everybody is like, maybe you coach already teammates or somebody who say, this person I cannot coach, this person doesn't listen. Coachability is something you can learn, is something you also can practice. When we talk about mindfulness, like in my opinion, the biggest or the most important skill in mental training is you breathe. You can really always focus on your breath. Maybe in table tennis, it's a competition, it's loud, maybe on another plate, another table, somebody is playing, and you're not focused right now, and then take a moment and focus on your breath. Like there are many, many different breathing techniques, but it only can help when you only focus on your breath, when you try to feel your breath, or just take a deep breath and realize that you are in the moment, because maybe you realize already in your life you cannot breathe in the past and you cannot breathe in the future. You only can breathe in the present moment. So that's really important that you are in the moment and you train this. But like what I want to give with you to take home after the workshop is, it's no problem when you are not there already, when you're not already always in the present moment. I know with social media, with Instagram, TikTok, doesn't matter what you're using, or maybe not using it now, but maybe in the future, there are always things to distract you. They want to take your focus. Maybe also not social media, but maybe persons around you in the training hall, other teammates who want to talk with you about a random topic, and you want to focus for the match. Okay, then you just let them talk and go away. So sometimes you have to realize what's important for you. Like, brings us to the next part is routines. As an athlete, you can have different routines. It can be the warm-up, can be the recovery routines, but most athletes don't have really, or in table tennis, don't have routines they support support you to win. Like, who watched the World Championship 2 or 3 weeks ago? Somebody? Yeah. And who knows of you? I think Sweden, Denmark, not so far away. Who knows Anders Lind? Yeah. He played in quarterfinal. Maybe you know. And I played against him when I was a young kid at the Andrew Kids Open in Düsseldorf. It's like an international tournament. Anders Lind played there. And since this date, I'm following his journey, or my dad, because he was like, oh, this guy is already so good. I think he will be good in the future. And that's why I followed him over the years. And he's a really nice guy. Everything great what he achieved. Also, the mental power, maybe you know, he had like some health challenges. Like he was not able to walk again. And then he went to the World Championship quarterfinal. Everything nice, everything good, but I posted, just for an example, doesn't have to be the topic Anders Lind, but just an example, I posted an Instagram story that I played against him, and I recorded a YouTube video, an interview with him 2018 at the European Championship, and I was like, okay, if you, really great what he achieved, you can watch the game of him in 2 hours on YouTube at this time. And then like we didn't have contact like the last years. And like 30 minutes before the match, Anders Lind was writing me on Instagram, yeah, nice, I remember, etc. And it's like, for me it was cool. Oh, somebody was texting me like 30 minutes before the World Championship quarterfinal. But that's just something you have to realize for yourself. Is it really helpful 30 minutes before your most important match you will maybe ever play to be on Instagram? Maybe it, for this type of person, helps because it says, okay, I don't want to have so many thoughts in my mind, and it's good for me to have a bit, other topics, and maybe I see something interesting and I don't have to focus on my match. But maybe for the most of you, it's not be on Instagram or anything else before an important match or general match. And that's why it's so important to have your own routine. And everybody has maybe different, everybody's another person, and everybody has other preferences. So maybe for you it's good to go to fresh air, maybe for the other person it's good to go on Instagram, for the other person it's good to talk with a coach, for the other person it's good to watch, I also know persons who watch YouTube videos of themselves, of good rallies, for example, or something. Maybe there's something that helps you, but this one you need to develop as a routine. Yeah, and this one is not like, okay, now I have this important match, now I have World Championship quarterfinal, now I do this routine. This is not going to work because you don't know which routine helps you. So you have this to practice. Maybe every training, when you do something, yeah, when you go for a little tournament, for a little competition, try to do something. You think, okay, maybe it helps me to make this breathing technique, or to watch this video, or to write down what's in my head, or to read about what my tactic could be for this upcoming match. And this is really important. Yeah, it's not about, okay, I take the routine of Fan Sin Dong on my long and then I'm also going to be world champion. That's not the way to go. But maybe you have your own routine and you can be even better than my long or Fan Sin Dong because it's your own routine. It's always have to be fit to you. Okay, that's really important. Do you understand everything, or any questions? Yeah. Any questions for the mental part for now? Anybody has maybe a situation in his table tennis life what's always a bit difficult? Yeah.
Like when I play my first game, I always get very nervous.
Okay, so you have a tournament and the first match is not so easy?
Yeah.
What do you think in this moment?
I don't know, I just get really nervous.
And after the first set?
It's the whole game I'm really nervous. But then after the first match, I just get calm.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm.
When you get nervous before an important game, what do you think you should do?
When you're...
Because
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I get nervous,
Mm-hmm.
very nervous before an important game. What should I do to not get so nervous?
Yeah, okay. First, it's not bad when you get nervous, like also in your case. When you get nervous, it's something like when you wouldn't care about the result and how you play, you would not be nervous. Like when you go like to something and you're to any like competition or doesn't matter what, and you don't feel any excitement and you're no nervosity, maybe it's not important for you. So it's just a sign that it's important for you to participate. You want to win the match, but for sure you see, okay, I'm nervous and I don't play so good, and then at the end I'm losing and I'm nervous because it's important for me, so I want to win. For sure we should try how to handle the nervosity, but first of all it's important to take a look, okay, what can you do that you can handle the situation a bit better. For example, also maybe it's a warm-up topic. What do you do for warm-up? Do you only play a bit, or do you try to play already a set or anything before the real competition start, maybe with a friend or somebody, so you already try to have this competition a bit. So maybe it's still that you are at the first set a little bit nervous because it's still another game, but maybe it's not the whole game, maybe it's only the first set. So maybe you can try before the match to play already with a friend a set, and maybe you think, okay, but this one is not the same because it's not so important for me. Okay, maybe you can play about something. Maybe you can play, okay, the winner has to get from the loser of our friendly match, I don't know, in Germany, Haribo, like chewing gums or something, you know, and then you have to, so you play about something and then maybe you have the same thing. So that's a thing. And yeah, for your question also, when it's important, like I said, it's not so difficult, it's not so a problem when you're nervous. It's more important, okay, how you handle the nervosity, and that it's important that you take a look, okay, how can I bring my skills into the game? Like, what are my strengths? What can I do? It's also something of preparation. It's not only, okay, the mindset when you have a few, for example, I have a friend and I don't recommend this, but you can try. In the first set, he always makes the same services. Like service number 1 is the same, service number 2, service number 3. He always have some routine for the beginning because he know what is going to happen. And maybe that's not the solution for you, but maybe the solution is to have a few tactics. So how can you start the game? What's working good for you? So it's easier to get in the game, because when you have already won 2 good rallies and you're leading 2-0, 3-0, then it's a bit easier to come into the game. Okay? Any other questions? Any other challenges for you in the mental part?
I have one.
Yeah.
As a coach,
Yeah.
How can you manage the mental training for a group in 2 different things? First, the time. How long time can you dedicate to mental training if you have a group that maybe you practice twice a week or 3 times a week? 1.5 hours would be maybe 6 hours a week. How long time should you dedicate to mental training for a group as a coach? And also, if you can do it for a group, that you say before that it's different for everyone. Now, how can you find exercises that can work out for everybody, and you can add to the training plan as a coach?
Really good question. Like we heard before, like for the most players, also for the most athletes, they say, okay, of a scale from 1 to 10, it's a 8, 9, or 10. Like normally we never hear 7 or less when we ask this question. So it's really important to also include it in the normal training. And I think it's not so a big problem to include it in the normal training. I think the most important thing is that the players are aware that it's an important topic, because when you say as a coach, okay, this is important, and the player think it's not important, they don't want to do it, and then it's not going to work. So for sure they have to be open-minded for the beginning. So it's not the solution to make never mental training before and then to say, okay, now we do it every training 1 hour. I think you can start small and do always a little bit more. But just for example, I don't know the exact names and the exact years, but in basketball, in the NBA, there was a mental trainer who started to work. That was a little bit new and started to with the Chicago Bulls. Maybe you know with Michael Jordan. Maybe the younger of you not, but was maybe the best basketball player of all time. But it was not only because of Michael Jordan. They won so many championships. They also started to include mental training, and they won 3 championships in a row. After, the same mental trainer went to the LA Lakers. After, the LA Lakers won 3 championships in a row. That's really something impressive. That's not happen every day in the NBA, and that just shows that the mental training part is something really important. When you go on Google, when you go on the internet and ask, okay, show me mental training quotes of athletes, you will find from normally every athlete on the world on top, they say, okay, the mental part is so important. So I think it's good, easy to start, and there are few things to do about it. For example, you can start in the beginning of the training with something. For example, at just to close your eyes 2 minutes. You don't say anything. Maybe you are no coach in this in mental training, but say, okay, everybody, close your eyes for 2 minutes and think about, okay, what are you going to do this training? What's your focus for this training? How often did you go to the training and just played, and after you went home and you say, okay, but you had no goal, you had no focus, you didn't know what you want to really practice. Yeah, that's so for the beginning, that's really easy to start. After the training, you could do the same, or to make just a breathing technique to recover, to relax. So this is something I would start. Also something I learned from the table tennis point, what we also made for our training camps. It's always good to speak with the players, and it's not from a point of view like me now. I'm here and you're sitting here. So then I take me down on the same. We're on the same size. So I have also a chair. Or what I recommend normally is to sit on the floor and to talk with each other, because that's not only then we talk intellectual, so we talk also emotional. So everybody has an open space. Everybody can say their opinion, and it's also, for me, mental training is also about the relationship for each other, about the coach and the player. And like I said before, when you go now to the players and say, okay, we do every day now 1 hour mental training, it's not going to work. So maybe that's the first step you can do, to listen to the players, to try to build up better relationship when you don't have this already with the players, and then to start continuing with the mental training. And yeah, but for sure there are always other challenges, and for sure you can when somebody wins all the matches the last 2 months, it's a bit easier to start maybe than with somebody who lost the last matches. So it's, yeah, you always have to be always to see the player situation, for sure. Was it helpful for you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think the name of this basket coach was Phil Jackson.
Yeah, Phil Jackson. Yeah, that's correct.
I think one underestimated part is to film with the camera. How many of you use a camera when you play matches or in your training? Yeah, good. That is very important to see, so you can see yourself and you can understand where you are. Because if you don't understand where you are, it's very, very hard to know where you're going to go.
Like, I would like to add something really good, Christian, because now you think maybe, yeah, okay, then I look at my technique or tactic and I try to improve myself. But maybe you think, okay, but I'm not the coach. When I would know it better, I would do it better. Maybe a bit you see, but not everything like a good coach would see, for sure. But what you also can do when you analyze yourself with video, take a look at your body language. Take a look, if you go to the match, do you look like a winner before or not? Maybe you're no table tennis expert, and maybe watch the World Championship, watch a tournament, and take a look before the match about the body language, and take a look after to the result, and you will see who had when somebody has a better body language, most of the time they're going to win. It's already in your mind if you most people know already if they're going to win or going to lose. Okay, maybe you think, okay, yeah, they have a better, they know they have a better body language because they are more confident and they are better players, and that's why the body language is different. But this one you also can improve. What's happening first, the win or the body language or the confidence? Somewhere you have to start. So in some things you can easy, analyze for yourself without being like a professional table tennis coach, like the body language. Any other questions? Maybe just a last tip of when I could go back in my table tennis career, I would definitely try to start implementing mental training earlier. I think that's the most important thing, and it's never too late to start. It's like when you just think about, okay, how many days or how many minutes a day you use WhatsApp or something and texting with somebody, and how many minutes a day you use for mental training, you will see, okay, you have time for this, but you don't take your time for this. So when you do something every day, it's like the same question before with the players, how often do you need to do this? About the mental training business we do for all athletes, the most exercises are between 5 minutes and 20 minutes, not longer. So, but when you do this every day, or maybe 3 times, 4 times a week, maybe it's the same amount of days you practice table tennis. You can take the same day. You can also take another day when you say, okay, I'm table tennis free, and on this day I do mental training. But just start. That's the most important thing. Like, there are many mental training techniques, but it's just about starting. Just to be mindfulness, be present in the moment, just focus on the next point, on the next shot, and then you can continue with this. Perfect. Then thank you very much for your. And when you have over the weekend any other questions, you can just come to me if you didn't want to ask. Here, for the whole group, you can just come to me and we can talk.